Palawan, the Philippines' last ecological frontier, lies a world shaped by stone, silence, and survival. Deep within the rugged forests and limestone wall of southern Palawan, a people known as the Taot Bato, or the people of the rock, continue a way of life shaped by nature itself. Resilient, ancient, and under threat. This is Palawan's Taot Bato untold story, where nature and heritage stand as one. The Taot Bato are a small indigenous subgroup of the broader Palawan peoples, residing mainly in the Singnafan Valley near Mount Matalingahan. Their name, People of the Rock, comes from their practice of living in limestone caves during heavy rains and moving to open fields during the dry season. Their language, customs are distinct. It is preserved through generations despite being isolated. Taot Bato's survival is intimately tied to the land, but climate change is breaking the balance. And also the threats from mining concessions around Mount Gangtong and Mount Matalingahan. Range risk degrading forests, contaminating rivers, and displacing communities from ancestral land. The recent reports of Think Tank Journal emphasize that unseasonal and relentless rains destroying crops and disrupting traditional food sources, forcing greater dependence on hunting and fishing just to survive. Economically, they depend on subsistence farming, hunting, and gathering. They cultivate root crops like cassava and rice, practice within agriculture, and supplement their diet by hunting wild pigs and gathering forest products, according to Travel Palawan. The practice of trade system within this community through barter limits their participation in broader market. The access to formal markets, education, and cash economy remains limited. As the community located in remote areas, they struggled with little to no access to basic services, including healthcare, electricity, and education. The interaction with lowlanders introduces outside influences, causing gradual erosion of their unique cultural traditions. The community faced high risk of malaria, diarrhea, due to isolation. The access to medical services is difficult. The dependency on natural resources makes them vulnerable to economic fluctuations and environmental changes. Despite those challenges, efforts toward ancestral domain recognition and cultural preservation offer hope. Legal protections for indigenous lands in Palawan are increasingly recognized as vital for safeguarding both biodiversity and cultural heritage. The story of Taot Bato reminds us that indigenous communities are not relics of the past, but living guardians of knowledge, culture, and biodiversity. May the story of Taot Bato remind us that human survival is not only about progress, but about harmony with the land that sustains us, preserving the culture enrich not just Palawan, but the world's heritage. Their caves, forests, and ancestral land are more than homes. They are the living classrooms where respect for nature, cooperation, and balance are taught through daily life. May this presentation serve as a reminder that protecting the Taot Bato means protecting the forest they safeguard, the traditions they preserve, and the wisdom they pass on to the future generations. When indigenous voices are ignored, humanity loses irreplaceable knowledge. But when they are respected and protected, we move closer to a future where progress and preservation can exist side by side. The survival of people of the rock is not only their responsibility, but it is ours.